Welcome to the channel, welcome to Banter in the Box, episode 24, game week 19 review. Episode 24, absolutely amazing. Yes, lockdown is a contributing factor. I mean, what else have I got to do other than make Banter in the Box videos? But it's still fantastic, and I want to thank everyone who sent in banter this week, whether it was to the FFFL Facebook group or emailing me or putting it on the YouTube channel. The level of banter went to DEFCON 5 this week. You know the banter's getting good when Joe Whitty starts getting nervous. It's been absolutely fantastic, and how great it is to have a league full of managers who don't take themselves too seriously and are as comfortable laughing at themselves as they are as each other. Without all this banter, the Banter in the Box videos would be dull. So thank you to everyone who contributed to the banter this week. I'm probably going to forget to name some of them, but I'd like to give a thank you to Nicholas Anelka, assistant manager, Mark Irvin, Darren Ravel, Lee Poulter, Lexi Lagos, Megan Hoxby, Jordan Williams and Mops Hoxby, all contributors this week. It's been absolutely great, and it's been a fantastic week this week on and off the pitch. Loads of changes at the top and bottom of the table in the league. I'm going to be going over the league table highlights. There are quite a few of them. Worst cat burglars ever, you be the judge. Quotes of the week. There are too many to just pick the top one, so I had to choose more than one this week because there have been so many great quotes. And I'm going to be giving my FFFL Cup second round predictions. This weekend is the first full Premier League fixture weekend in February, so as long as none of the games are postponed, the FFFL Cup second round will take place. I'm going to be telling you who I think is going to progress to the quarterfinals, and then we've got a manager of the season update. 4 managers went into the transfer market this week, and 2 of them used tactical gambits. So here is the bottom of the table. Down 1 place to 28th, debut manager Ray Poulter. That's the lowest ever position Ray has occupied in this, his debut season. He was the lowest scorer this week as well. Not looking good for Ray. Wooden spoon is calling, my friend. You won't be the first manager in his debut season to win the wooden spoon, that's for sure. And the reason Ray went bottom is because Nicola Irvin climbed 1 place to 27th, the highest position Nicola has occupied since game week 4. She's been bottom for 14 weeks, and I've got a theory as to why Nicola has turned, or to how Nicola has turned her season around, which I'll be sharing with you later. Down 2 places to 26th, Ryan Perrin, the lowest position Ryan has occupied since game week 8. Up a place to 25th, John Tustin, the highest position John has occupied since game week 9. And another debut manager, Di Maloney, also went up a place, the highest position Di has occupied since game week 8. 23rd place, George Irvin, the best team name in the league this season, Her Majesty's Secret Cervix. George dropped a place, equaling his lowest ever position in all of his time in the Family Fantasy Football League. He's never been lower than 23rd. In 19th place, Gobi Desert Canoe Club's Pops Hoxby dropped a place, the lowest position Pops has occupied since the 5th of December 2019. Over a year since Pops has been that low. 18th place, yours truly dropping a place. That's the lowest I've been since game week 10. In 16th place, Napoli dropped a place, the lowest position Lee has occupied since game week 14. And in 15th place, Lyndon's Lovely. She did spend 1 week in the top half of the table, but quickly drops back into the bottom half of the table, and that is despite scoring a highest weekly total this week. Bad luck, Joe. Top half of the table, the big movers are the big knobs. Simon Hoxby jumping a massive 6 places to 14th, the highest position Simon has been since game week 2. helped by the fact that following in Lee Poulter's footsteps, Simon played 2 tactical gambits this week. Cost him £15 million, but he paid £10 million for a benefit fraudster, which means the player he transfers in, he gets the points they've already scored this season, and he doubled that up with an Oy's mine, which meant he transferred in a player that somebody else already had. And the benefit fraudster element of that is why he's gone to 174 points for the month of February, putting him in pole position for the manager of the month, which is how Lee managed to win the manager of the month in January when he played the same tactical gambit combo. So well done, Simon, masterful use of the tactical gambits. Sashamas FC dropped 4 places, biggest fallers this week, down 4 places to 11th. That's a season low for Wayne Robinson, who sent me another email this week griping about the new rules and tactical gambits, even though he played a tactical gambit himself, playing a wild card tactical gambit which allowed him to make 5 transfers to his team. Dare say Wayne realised, or read the rules, but it seems he hasn't read the rules, but maybe Wayne realised that this weekend was going to be the second round of the FFFL Cup, and that's why he played that wild card, made those 5 changes. He didn't realise that you still got docked the points, 5 points per transfer, so making 5 changes in a single week using that wild card tactical gambit meant he got docked 25 points, because it's 5 points per transfer at this point of the season. So he sent me an email saying bring back the old rules. Wayne, they're not coming back. Everyone is loving the new rules. In 10th place, up 2 places, Nikki Saunders, a weekly win, the highest position Nikki's been in since game week 2. She also set not only a personal highest weekly total, but the highest weekly total of anyone this season, a massive 106 points, overtaking Megan Hoxby's 94 and putting Nikki in pole position for the highest weekly total award at the end of the season, which is worth a massive £10. Nikki in pole position for that. 9th position, Ted and Sam Juniors dropping another place. They're plummeting like a stone. That's the lowest position Ian has occupied since the end of the 2015 season. Things not going well for Ian Sands. And having dropped 2 places last week, Martin Maloney continues to have an amazing season. This is a guy that spent all of last season, which was his debut season, in the relegation zone. Having dropped 2 places last week, he quickly got them back this week, jumping back up into 8th place with a personal highest weekly total of 85 points. Well done, Martin. But at the top, it's Alexi Lagos, still leading the number 1 rated manager, Steve Holmes. Steve made a transfer this week. Then he tried to amend his transfer, but the amendment came through at 9:03 p.m. and as per the rules, the cut-off for making transfers is 9 p.m. on Thursday night. So his amended transfer was 3 minutes late. That meant his original transfer stuck. Bad luck, Steve. So Alexi Lagos, he's been there all season long. Only one other manager in the history of the Family Fantasy Football League has spent the entire season at the top of the table. It looks like Alexi is going to become the second manager to do that, because I can't see anyone catching him. I'm not going to tell you who that manager was, because I might make that a future manager of the season question. But Alexi is now 200 points clear at the top of the table. He himself set a personal highest weekly total of 88 points, so no sign of Alexi letting up. And that's despite having his goalkeeper sent off this week. Absolutely unbelievable. No one's ever been 200 points clear at the top of the table. That's the biggest lead in the history of the Fantasy Football League. Lexi is breaking, he's going to break all the Family Fantasy Football League records this season. It's absolutely incredible. So anyway, that's the league table review. Now, worst cat burglar ever. I mentioned earlier that Nicholas Anelka had climbed off the bottom of the table for the first time in a very, very long time. What is the secret of Nicky's turnaround? Well, I got sent this video to suggest that perhaps what Nicky has done is broken into a neighbour, Legends 23 manager Nicky Saunders' house, to steal some of her family fantasy football league tactics, but you judge for yourself if I can get this to work. Got to be a breach of the code of conduct rules, surely. Must be. Investigation will ensue. Now, quotes of the week. There's been loads of them. So I announced. Oh, blimey, what's that? I announced last week that. Well, in that case, there's a super scroller data deal. Bloody YouTube. I announced last week that Lee Poulter had won the Manager of the Month for January. Congratulated him on the Facebook group. Well, Darren Ravel, Thames Ironworks FC manager, had something to say about that. Blimey, everyone else must have had a bad month. Oh, that's nasty, Darren, but it is funny, and so it's worth a Manager of the Season point. Not as funny though as Lee Poulter's comeback when he said, "First time for everything, mate. Even your jokes being funny." Well, I like that even more. So that's 2 Manager of the Season points for Lee Poulter. But the quotes just kept on coming. Alexi Lagos wrote this on the FFFL Facebook group when I announced to everyone that Lee Poulter had got the Manager of the Month for January award. Alexi said, "Honestly makes me so happy to know some other people are going to get some prize money come the end of the season." Funny Manager of the Season point to you, Alexi. But 2 Manager of the Season points for Megan Hoxby, who responded to Alexi's post with, "Shut up, big head." Brilliant, Megan. 2 Manager of the Season points to you. But the best quote of the week comes from someone who's fast becoming my favourite manager in the Family Fantasy Football League, the Mad Hatter himself. The subject of some extreme banter from his new arch enemy, Mops Hoxby. Facebook will be closing Mops's account if it gets any sterner. The Mad Hatter responded with this, which I thought was hilarious. "Just a late and genuine response to the video." He's talking about last week's Banter in the Box video, where I suggested that. Where I mentioned that after the Mad Hatter's, Lee's not even his name, his name's Jordan. After the Mad Hatter's accusations that Alexi was breaching the Code of Conduct rule, Mark Benwell and Simon Hoxby came out in support of Alexi and Megan, suggesting that Jordan should be docked 200 points, and this was Jordan's response. "Just a late and genuine response to the video. I'm not surprised that opportunists like Simon and Mark, sitting in 20th and 12th respectively, would suggest to dock me points in a desperate attempt to climb the table, when I was merely acting as a steward of the game in suspicious circumstances. And yes, Alexi, I know you told me Kane would get injured. As you were. Brilliantly." I don't know what I keep calling it. Brilliant, Jordan, the Mad Hatter. That is 3 Manager of the Season points for having the best quote of the week. Yes, I know I'm being generous with the Manager of the Season points this week, but it's locked down, and I can be generous with the Manager of the Season points because I'm the chairman. So anyway, thank you to everyone for those quotes and all of the banter this week. Keep it coming. It is brilliant. Now, this weekend, as I mentioned, is the FFFL Cup second round. They are all of the people that are in the second round, and I'm now going to give you my prediction. So tie 1 is Sashhammers FC against Nicky Saunders. Now I think this is going to be really close. Two managers doing really well in over the last few weeks. Two teams on the up. I know Wayne dropped this week, but as I said, it was mainly because he made so many transfers. He was playing that wild card. I think this is going to be really close. Could even go to a draw this, but I'm going to call it as Nicky Saunders will just edge out Wayne to reach the quarterfinals. Tie 2 is high-flying Alexi Lagos going for the league and cup double, playing I've Got a Life's Mops Hoxby, who's really struggling this season. This is a no-brainer, I'm afraid, Mops. Alexi is going to sweep you aside in that one. Tie 3 sees Thames Ironworks FC's Darren Ravel playing Coldplay United's Martin Maloney. Again, I think this is going to be really close, but I think Darren will just edge out Martin Maloney. Tie 4 sees the number 1 rated manager Arden Diamonds against Napoli manager Lee Poulter. Sorry Lee, but I think Steve is going to brush you aside really easily in that tie. Tie 5, Beauty and the Beast, Hatch United manager Neil Hatch against the current FFFL Cup holders, Poppy's players Sarah Simons. But Sarah, I don't think you're going to retain your title. I think it's going to be really close, that one, but I think Neil will just edge you out. Tie 6 sees fast falling Ted and Sam Junior's Ian Sands against me boyfriend, Ostrich Bar Stewards manager Steve Maloney, who reached the cup final 3 years ago, I think it was, where he was beaten by Lee Poulter. I'm sorry, boyfriend, but despite the fact that he's struggling lately, I do think, again, I think this is another one that's going to close, possibly could go to a replay, but I'm going to call it that Ian Sands will just edge that one. Tie 7 sees high-flying Megan Hoxley Chamberlain against the surprise second round team, debut manager AFC Razor. This again is a no-brainer. Megan is just going to thrash Ray in that one. And tie 8 sees the Mad Hatter himself against the man who wanted him docked points, Benny United manager Mark Benwell. I think this is going to be an easy one to call as well. I think the Mad Hatter will sweep Mark to one side, and if I'm right, the quarter-final lineup will be Nicky Saunders against Alexi Lagos in tie A. Tie B will be Darren Ravel against Steve Holmes. That'll be a mouth-watering quarter-final tie, the first and second teams in the league last season. Tie 3 will be Neil Hatch against Ian Sands, and tie 4 will be a grudge match, Megan Hoxby against Jordan Williams. So they're my predictions. Play along yourself, but if you're going to play along, you need to do it before the games kick off tomorrow lunchtime. Now, who the fuck is that? This question has been running for the last 2 weeks. Last week, only one manager had a go, so and they didn't get it right. So I rolled it over and made it worth 2 manager of the season points, and that was enough to entice 4 managers to have a go this week. The current manager of the season leader, Neil Hatch, had a guess. He thought that that was a picture of Pez United manager Ryan Perrin. Sorry, Neil, that is an incorrect guess. Mark Benwell, who guessed last week, guessed that that was a picture of Alexi Lagos, which was wrong, came back this week and guessed that that was a picture of Never the Boys manager Jack Hoxby. Sorry, Mark, that's an incorrect answer. And Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby and Megan Hoxley Chamberlain manager Megan Hoxby both thought that that was a picture of Benny United manager Mark Benwell. Sorry ladies, that's incorrect guess as well. So it means this is going to roll over to next week. But the current manager of the season table, after all of those quote of the week points have been added, sees Darren Ravel and Mark Irvine, assistant managers, can be named manager of the month. Darren Ravel and Mark Irvine have climbed up to joint 14th. Alexi Lagos Megan Hoxby and Jordan Williams have all gone to joint 5th, clustered together, the lifelong friends clustered together on 8 points. Jordan Williams getting 3 points for his quote of the week, which is enough just to put him a couple of points, leapfrog Mops Hoxby, just saying. And 4th place, Lee Poulter, after his 2 manager of the season points, he's gone up to 4th on 9 points. Top 3 remain unchanged. Neil Hatch still top of the manager of the season table. Remember, the manager of the season gets a free tactical gambit to use next season, as well as having the glory of being the manager of the season. There might be a trophy for the manager of the season this year at the end of season presentation awards, if we have an end of season presentation awards, and if I can be bothered to getting around to buy a trophy. So, you know, I'm not promising there will definitely be one, but there might be one. But there'll definitely be a use of a tactical gambit for free next season for the winner of the manager of the season. So we're rolling it over. As I said, this is now worth 3 manager of the season points. We know it's not Alexi Lagos, we know it's not Jack Hoxby, we know it's not Ryan Perrin, and we know it's not Mark Benwell. You have a 1 in 24 chance now of getting it right. Each manager is allowed to have 1 guess per week, and it's worth 3 manager of the season points. So that's it for this week. Once again, thank you very much for all of the banter. Please keep it coming. It's absolutely fantastic. Try and keep it on the right side of friendly. Let's not get too excited, but it has been brilliant. It would be a dull Banter in the Box video without all this banter. I love it. And until then, stay safe. Over 10 million people vaccinated. Woohoo! Stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.